4 families have volunteered to enter this London house, the venue for Britain's first fat camp for under 5s.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. You're all here for lots of reasons, and I think the most important reason you're here is because you care about your kids.
Professor Prof Gately is in charge.
We've got 2 new potatoes and some mash.
He doesn't promote fad diets or gimmicks, just common sense advice about eating less and exercising more.
If they're thirsty, this will do fine.
He's hoping these parents will take it on board and help their children get to a normal weight.
Really, this whole programme is about you learning, but kids learn through having fun. If you're not having fun, we're not doing the right things.
Throughout the weekend, he'll lay down some golden rules. The first is get active. So the course begins with a treasure hunt.
The good thing about working with younger children is that we can make it much more game-focused. But underpinning those games, there's lots of learning, lesson and education, and the kids won't even realise that they're learning.
Get active.
Activity leads to appetite, but the second rule is about limiting the amount of food kids eat.
So these guys, the sort of, you know, the 5-year-olds need about 1,200 calories a day. If they eat more calories than what their body uses up, they will gain weight. It's as simple as that.
Is it the fat I'm looking out for, or is it the calories, or both?
That is a really good question, and ultimately it's about the calories.
Hayley's here with her 3 children and their father, Tim. At age 7, Shane weighs 9.5 stone. He sees an obesity specialist every 6 months, but he's still gaining weight. And now Hayley and Tim are concerned about their younger son.
I first noticed that Lewis was putting on weight about a year ago. I was trying to fool myself, I think, and thinking that he wasn't, but he was.
Just want to try and catch it, like with Lewis, before it sort of gets to the stage that Shane's at.
I just feel sorry for him, and I do blame myself because I think a lot of the time it is what I've been feeding him.
Hello. As part of the course, Shane and Lewis's height and weight are measured to work out their body mass index, or BMI.
Excellent, good boy. Thank you.
This will show whether they're in the normal weight, overweight or obese range. It also takes into account their age, and to be in the normal weight range, 4-year-old Lewis should have a BMI of under 17.
To be overweight, it'd be 17 to 19, and for obese, it would be 19 or above. And Lewis's BMI is 23.6.
So he's obese.
So he's quite well into the obese range.
There we go, your turn. Good boy, thank you very much.
Shane's is 36.9. If an adult had that BMI, the chances of diabetes, heart disease, of cancer, of all those other things, isn't even a debate.
I'm just lost for words with it.
All I want to do is give them what every other kid can have. But unfortunately, my kids are different. They must, I don't know if it's slow metabolism, I don't know if that's anything to do with it, but they obviously can't burn things off as quick as other kids can. It's
got nothing to do with slow metabolism. It's got nothing to do with anything other than the amount of food they get and the amount of activity they're doing. So this is totally within your control.
Get out the road now! Right, that's it now.
The trouble is, Hayley's lost control of her children's behaviour, and their home can be like a battleground.
Don't start, Shane. Right, you're going to bed now.
The behaviour thing is really, really important. Particularly you, Hayley. You will threaten, and they keep going and you don't do anything.
I know.
What you can't do is throw out an idle threat. I work with lots and lots of overweight obese kids, and Shane's behaviour is not uncommon, but it's horrendous.
Is it a problem then? Is it to do with being overweight? Does something trigger? Like,
I'll tell you what triggers that behaviour is how they get treated every single day. He gets teased and bullied, and that is shaping his behaviour. That's why he fights. That's why he's in such a desperate situation to know what to do. You okay? It's going to be painful what they're going to hear, but we need to go through that, and then we move on to stage 2, which is to give them the skills and strategies so they can solve their problem.
One of these strategies is to get out and exercise as a family, as much as possible.
The team that can collect the most balls.
If you look, the main aim is really to get the families and the kids to work together, so they're working as a team. And the activity and the energy that they're using up, they're not even thinking about. That's what family activity is all about. It doesn't need to be going to the gym or structured. This is just play.
215 and 315 for the world record.
A day out in the park with both Mum and Dad is a novelty for 4-year-old Grace. During Paul's home visit, he saw how Tony doesn't get involved in family life, which goes against the next golden rule.
Spending the day with you, I got the end of the day and I thought, I know what the issue is, that you two don't work as a team.
No, we probably don't.
You don't, you just...
You know, like, I run everything in the house. You know, I've got all of that weight on my shoulders, but I just deal with it.
I actually don't think you realise how important you are to this. You're absolutely critical to this.
Yeah. Should change. I know I don't do any family activities, and that's what this weekend's teaching me. I've got to take a bigger role in Grace's life. The way she eats, the things she does, I've just got to be around her a lot more. He's made us both look at it in a different light. I'm just more upset that he's taken an outsider to realise the effect we're having on our children, the way we're bringing them up.
Are you drunk?
We've got lean mincemeat, we've got red peppers, onions, and tomato puree and a bit of egg just to bind it all together. So you've got no extra fat in there at all.
Tony's making a new start already by getting stuck into a cookery class.
When we're talking about portion sizes, an easy sort of rule to use is if it fits in the palm of your hand, that would be a portion for you.
Right.
Obviously, that wouldn't be for a 5-year-old child. That would be far too big. So if you...
Nutritionist Laura Birch leads the session on healthy dinners and correct portions.
So what we've got on the plate here, this would be sort of the correct portion size for a child.
I would probably have given the kids a bit of a bigger burger and some more of the chips.
Yummy. Where's that go?
And the children are learning about balanced diets too.
What peas, Lewis? Fruit and veg. Yeah, good boy. Straight away.
The message is getting through by playing games.
Open mouth.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice, isn't it? Do you know what it is?
Wait.
No. Kiwi.
It is really important to try and get in your 5 fruit and veg every day.
That's it, right the way through.
And ideally, you actually should be aiming for sort of 10 portions a day.
Look at it.
Nice one. Do you like that one? Oh, you like that one. Which one of these do you think it was? That's it. Excellent. Well done. Yeah, lychee. Well done.
Like other parents here, Sonia says she can't understand what's causing her daughter's obesity. But with Tegan twice as heavy as she should be, her BMI is literally off the scale at 27.2.
In terms of trying to interpret that, she is really, really at the far end of the spectrum.
I knew it was high, but I didn't think it was that high. That's quite scary.
In real simple terms, you overestimate how much food she needs and you underestimate her ability to be active.
Tegan, come and get some dinner, sweetheart.
You can see that there's 4 meals around the table. We've got a 14-year-old boy, an 11-year-old girl, an adult female and a 5-year-old. Now, they're getting the right portions and she's getting the wrong portion because she's getting far too much.
I feel awful, knowing that it's basically my fault. But I'm able for anything when it comes to doing something about Tegan's weight and helping her and stopping her from having all these illnesses that she could have when she's 25, 30 years old.
Have you got anything to ask me in terms of, I know you mentioned before you got concerns about talking to Tegan about this?
As you know, Tegan, she's bullied at school and every day she's been told that she's fat.
He did actually bully me yesterday.
Did they? What did they say? Can you remember? You're not though, are you? I tell her she's not fat. to try and boost her confidence a bit. But obviously it's the wrong thing to do. How would I go about telling her? Because I've told her so often that she's not, and I'm supposed to be the one that she trusts.
But I don't see it as a sit down, Tegan, you're fat, or Tegan, you're obese. I see it as, from this point, we are going to change. And that's why you have to talk to Tegan about this.
After the chat with Paula, I actually feel better, knowing exactly where I was going wrong, the things that I do need to change. The one thing that's going to be a struggle is to tell Tegan how she is and what the problem is with her.
Wow, look at this. Wow. Well done.
It's Sunday, and the children have made lunch for their parents.
Well done.
Time for Paul to lay down another of his golden rules.
OK,
Discipline at the table.
one of the most challenging times is at meal times. You are in charge of what they eat. You are in charge of their activity levels. And what you've got to do is overcome the challenges that they put forward. Because if you don't overcome the challenge that they put forward, once they've finished something, they've had an appropriate sized portion and they're saying, I want some more, and they know mum or dad are not going to say no, they're going to keep saying, I want some more, I want some more, I want some more, and they'll grind you down. And the point is parents saying no is one of the most important tools to help your kids live a healthy lifestyle.
Eden's misbehaving because she wants another pizza.
Pardon? But I want you to sit down at the table first.
A chance for Paul to show how to handle her behaviour.
Right, well then, your other choice is to go and sit in the lounge.
Blankets for sleep.
Eden? You've got two choices.
Mum stays strong. But it's all too much for Dad.
Mummy, don't. Mummy, don't. Leave it.
What's happened with this? Do you want to make another one?
Janine and Rami don't think their children have much of a weight problem, but Paul disagrees.
A child that has a BMI over 19.1, they would be in the obese category. And Eden's BMI is 19.6.
Oh.
Which would put her in the obese category. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm not surprised. You're surprised.
Yeah.
I'm actually not surprised.
I don't know. I mean, she's still young. She's still 5 years old, so I'm not worried about it right now.
Nice and slowly bring it down so we don't bash him on the head.
The BMI score for Eden's younger brother Tal is also a cause for concern.
In the normal weight category would be below 18 and the obese would be 20 plus, and Tal is 20.6. If I were to say 80% of obese children carry on being obese, then the risks are already there.
We have to make changes, and it has hit home. Because I was here yesterday, and I felt embarrassed to be here. My children aren't that big, you don't think, but it's brought it home, and we have to do something about it.
Because our society is getting fatter year on year, we don't recognise what normal weight is.
And I don't think I've convinced Rami that it's a problem, but it has been slightly a wake-up call for Janine, and I think Janine will take control of that, whether Rami chooses to be involved or not.
As the weekend draws to a close, the children have one last play. And the parents get a final pep talk.
I want you to take control of this. This isn't me taking control of your home environment. This is you taking control of your home environment.